I see a big one in that second round.
It's probably
yeah.
I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the FN Movie Podcast.
Ah!
Damn. I'm glad you're with us, obviously.
With Mason, Dylan, Price, and me, Nathan. I'm sure you're not just tuning in right now. You've probably watched 64 arguments already go down. No, sorry, 32. And we're going to be continuing on to round 2 now.
What was that? I saw Roger wave on that laptop. What was that?
Oh, are we playing that?
It's the American version.
Oh yeah, hold on, we gotta.
Best part of the movie still.
Quick intermission.
Uh-huh.
I still stand by it.
I hope they
Very
barely
cute
hear it and you just subtitle it to put inaudible bad song.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But also, this would be a really awkward time for you to be tuning in because this isn't the first video we have for it. It's not going to be the last. It's like the intermediary point.
Go back to the first one or tune into the last video that was coming up after this, but don't half-ass this here, alright?
Yeah.
You don't want to start here. This is a weird spot for you to start.
Either go to the next video, which will be our last, or the first two. Not this one.
As always, if you want to follow along with us on our bracket, make sure to check out below where we have the bracket.
That's true.
In the description.
Alright, so
Take it away,
in round 2, we have the first matchup.
Ding, ding, ding.
This one breaks my heart already. It's
Ring the bell, Dylan.
Jurassic Park versus Fantastic Mr. Fox.
You're supposed to do this.
1 versus an 8, which is the lowest seed possible.
1v8.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic Mr. Fox and Jurassic Park.
Oh.
Well, they both have puppets in it.
Yes.
That's true.
So that's something.
That is a comparison that can be made.
It's Jurassic Park for me. I'll throw the first vote down.
It probably has to go.
Yeah,
to
It's
the
a
list.
classic.
You can't speak of iconicness and not talk about Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The staying power is too strong. Sorry, Fantastic.
There goes
I might have a
10.
hard time spelling it, but by God, it's Jurassic
He'll
Park.
intentionally misspell it just for a little bit of spite, but to be fair, it's both of our favorite, some of our favorite movies in there. So
Yeah.
this is another brawl for me though. Well, not for me, but for you guys.
What we got, Mason?
The next matchup is a 5 seed versus a 4 seed, which is also the lowest. It's Snatch versus Inception.
Those are two really good movies.
I'll
though.
start.
Yeah, I mean,
I think if you're talking about a movie that had a lot of budget versus a lot of star power, I mean, obviously Snatch had a lot of star power, not that Inception didn't. It's just Inception will stay in people's minds forever.
Mike in the.
Anyways, but it's not that hard for me. Snatch was a great story. It's a fun, humorous ride, but it's nothing that Inception holds to. I mean, it's so good. Inception is. That would be my vote.
It's one of his 10s.
It's literally, arguably my favorite movie. I'm going Inception.
I am going to go with Snatch. I feel like it's an underrated gem that I personally have not heard of. And once you mentioned it, it's been on my radar ever since. I love recommending it to people because a lot of people have not heard about that movie. It's super funny. It's engaging the whole time. There's no lull within the movie. And it's really unique. Not to say Inception isn't, because I think Inception really kind of...
wrote the book.
Inception kind of pioneered the, you can do a mind bender and it be generally appealing to a lot of people, which is something that is something to be commended for. But just for me personally, I'm still going to go with Snatch, because I personally have just enjoyed watching it more.
and that's ultimately where I land as well. Snatch is such a fun ride and absolutely worth rewatches. Inception has the same thing, but I don't know. At the end of the day, I think I just enjoy the ride that is Snatch better.
And I'll elaborate on that a little bit because it's something that I'll talk about when we get into further movies, because it's something that I noticed a lot upon my rewatches I did for this week to prep for this. A lot of these movies, once you know the end of them, it kind of negates, the ride isn't really fun. Because the first time you watch it, the ride is so engaging because you're going, what's going to happen? What's going to happen next? How's this going to end? And Inception falls prey, unfortunately, in my opinion, to that, because the whole movie isn't super... It's not it's got fun moments, but it's not as fun of a ride as Snatch is. Because the entire ride of Snatch is just enjoyable. Whereas Inception, once I know the end, it's not as enjoyable. There is the iconic the hotel fight scene, which I enjoyed to no end. But everything else, like when they explain the concepts and stuff, it feels like exposition dumping to me, but not in a super bad way. I'm thinking namely of the part where DiCaprio's taking Ellen Page into the world.
Excuse me?
And
Elliot Page?
Yeah. Whoa. Date yourself, bud. Show some respect.
We're sorry.
We're so sorry.
We don't hang out with him.
We would edit this out if Nathan ever cut anything in the
Just
middle
do
of
the
it.
beep that we were talking
Yeah.
about.
But unfortunately, I mean, I do see the point with Inception. It's a great movie too, and this guy gave it a 10. And I know Mason likes it a lot, so I don't know if we're going to get a nod on this one. I don't know if anybody is.
Snatch is a great ride. It does come together at the end. And just Inception is. It's just like Donnie Darko. The same argument that I had earlier, where like the first time you watch it, you're probably not going to catch everything. The second time you watch it, you probably won't catch everything. Still, the third time you watch it, you're just going to keep gaining more and more with it, and it's incredible. Nolan versus
Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie, which it sucks, but
I like
it's gotta
Guy.
go.
I honestly like Guy Ritchie as a director more than Nolan.
Guy
Me
Ritchie has put
personally.
out more duds, but we're not going to get to the director
Yeah,
part of it.
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
sit here and say this: like, these are two of my movies. These are two movies that I
Yeah.
sincerely really like. But to sit here and say, like, critically, if we're going to take the favoring faction out of it, like, which has the bigger splash, which is better objectively as a film, I mean, like, I'm naturally going to say Inception, but...
Which one had a bigger splash? I will agree on. Movie that's as well made, though, I don't think I would agree on. Because I think Snatch still is put together extremely well and holds
I think
up really
Snatch
well.
tells a very entertaining story, interweaving. So, like, it to me, it's like just a masterpiece in storytelling of a bunch of disjointed characters.
Oh yeah.
Where you have them running in over top of each other so elegantly and so comically. Like, this is.
And it's a comedy at the same
yeah, I was
time.
gonna say this is an action comedy, and it's so good. Like, it continues to hold up on rewatches, which is very rare to me with a comedy. I generally, like, after I've seen it once, like, yeah, the joke's over.
Mm-hmm.
But the joke of this movie is the situation, and not always somebody delivering some funny line.
You're not waiting for a punchline. Like, the whole situation's hysterical that they're in to begin with, and you're just kind of re-experiencing it on the rewatch with that. But in my same argument for Inception, you know, this is one of those movies that, again, they're both, they have great watchability. You know, I love that Snatch is out of 5, you know, seated wise, and like Inception is like way higher seated for me personally. But, you know, Inception for me, one of my biggest things I said was that every time I rewatched it, I had not only just a better understanding of the film, but noticing just the extra effort that went into the small details that I started to see and appreciate. But even more than that, like, just the performance side of things was just, like, phenomenal. And not to say that Snatch's performances are bad. Like, they're all great and excellent in what they're doing, which is, you know, action comedy. But when you're looking for, like, the deep depths of drama and interesting and insight, like Marion Cotillard's, like, whole role, I went on for a long rant about it because I think she's exceptional as, like, this female antagonist who's this deadly femme fatale. I think that in itself is already, like, kind of rare in nowadays culture. How often do you get, like, a incredibly great female antagonist in a film like that?
Kill Bill.
Antagonist, and then Kill
Bill
Bill. Yeah,
Volume
1, right, yeah. But
I love her.
uh-huh. But, again, so far and few between with that one. And, again, Kill Bill's later on the list, so we'll get there on that one. But
Where are we at now?
we're split still, so if nothing else, then we have to defer to the tiebreakers then. I mean, that's where we're at if you guys are unswayed on it.
I don't have eyes on
I'm not.
Annabeth.
I still like Snatch a
really
lot more.
think Snatch to me
I agree.
is the one that I would pick.
I can't
Solid.
budge.
I
And
have
I-
to die on the Inception hill.
Like,
Like,
and-
we know I
Yeah,
have
I
to on
can't.
that one.
For
so.
me, Inception, it's just not as. For me, it's just not as great as it is often touted to be.
I agree with Nathan on that.
Jill! Snatch versus Inception.
That's difficult, even though I've only seen one of them.
Yeah, which
Inception.
one?
Which one did you see, Inception or
I've
Snatch?
seen Inception.
Okay.
I watched the trailer for Snatch, and it just looked really interesting.
It is. It's really different.
It's fun.
Man, how are we gonna do this though? She hasn't watched both of them.
Sorry, that's never been the criteria
Well,
for tie
I
breaking.
mean, at the same time, the question is also, like, do you actually think Inception is a great movie or
Mhm.
not.
I mean, it's good.
Okay.
It doesn't say if she
Hey.
picks it.
All right.
I guess I would go with Snatch just because Inception is really good, but it
It's
was never
a-
one of my favorites. I
it's an
probably
upset.
watched it once when it came out and never again.
There's
That
the upset
is an
tiebreaker.
upset. I think that's the biggest upset so far.
It doesn't
from-
matter. It's
yeah.
going against Jurassic Park next.
Oh.
It doesn't matter.
Alright.
Whoa, Inception versus Jurassic Park was a huge battle for me. Like
That one's huge.
I screamed at that one. But
So the
Actually,
next
look at your phone.
one,
Ah!
literally.
it's gonna be a 3 seed of Kill Bill Volume 1 versus an 11 seed of Sing Street.
Uma Thurman kills these children.
Game over.
Well, sorry, she kills the rest of the children. Those two definitely died in the boating incident.
If I'm being honest, originally I did have me and Earl going up against Kill Bill, and that, to me, I did have me and Earl going forward.
I could see that being a tighter match for you, but knowing that it's Sing Street.
Sing Street has absolutely no reason to like be up against them, let alone win. Kill Bill, the first one is pretty well put together. It's a little too Tarantino for me, but it is a good
Tarantino is also is always too Tarantino.
Yeah,
for
I
anyone.
think that this is a very good example of it.
No, I'm 100% with you guys on this. I said that this for me is peak Quentin Tarantino. Like, this is not only very Tarantino-y, but it's also like his best Tarantino-y stuff, for my opinion.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's you, man.
But that could rub people the wrong way. Again, defer to Price for Wes Anderson and being too Wes Anderson-y in his films.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's universally
I've got
agreed
Kill
here that
Bill.
Kill Bill's gonna kill these
Ah,
kids, right?
yeah.
Like,
I would.
I
We
think I
could
even
see
like
the
the
what
music in
ifs.
Kill Bill maybe more than that, because I just remember thinking just the. All right, think you got like
I can't remember.
Costello, whatever. I'll pull it up later.
Sure.
Whatever.
Well,
We're
now
off.
we have 7 seed, The Social Network, versus the 2 seed of Warrior.
Why are we here, guys? Why are you here? You're here to fucking get that house.
You lose this
got
you lose this fight, you lose your house.
You lose this fight, you lose everything. Fucking Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Like, for me, it's mostly just out of spite that I don't think the Social Network should have made it where it did.
That's fair.
I don't
Okay,
think-
they're like,
I don't
fuck
think
that
so
movie.
either.
Retroactively,
Yeah.
against Mad Max, would it have won?
Would Warrior beat Mad Max?
Yeah.
Probably.
That's how I
It would
am.
be.
Only,
Let's-
only very barely.
Let's
Okay.
call it for what it is. Warrior is so damn good. Like,
All right, how many sports movies are we going to allow Dylan to put on here is my question.
dude, only the one is moving
like-
along.
Rush?
That's mine.
Oh shit, yeah.
Wait,
Nate, or that's Mason's pick. I'll have you know.
you picked Rush?
I
Yeah, he
did.
picked Rush.
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh. Never mind, you got me.
There you go.
Our next one is
Thanks, Kelly.
the next one is The Bloodied and Bruised Nightcrawler versus Donnie Darko.
Whew.
One versus another.
Oh.
This is a
Do
dark
you
fight
think-
of the Gyllenhaal.
Do you think he has any left in the tank?
Yeah.
My voice is kind of going.
Nathan, I'll defer to you on this one.
I'll go first if you want.
So-
Wait,
I-
let the pitches happen first.
Okay.
I think I know where y'all
I mean,
are going.
I need to be
I'll,
sold
I'll
on this.
say that in my own working of this bracket, Donnie Darko did beat out Nightcrawler, and it beats it because it is a deeper movie that has you thinking a lot more. I think Nightcrawler is phenomenal. I go to bat for Nightcrawler in so many other matchups, but if we're comparing these two, Donnie Darko still has a more personal meaning and like I said, it's just more to chew on.
Unfortunately, I know I'm fighting an uphill battle on this one. I'm probably not even going to really try too much. I think that Nightcrawler is the natural evolution of Jake Gyllenhaal as an actor and really showcases what he really can do, and he really flexes his chops in Nightcrawler. And Nightcrawler, I still think, tells a very meaty story that, although it's not... I mean, I personally don't understand how Donnie Darko is more personal, but Nightcrawler details an issue with our society as a whole and how we view tragedies and how it's consumed by us and propagated by the media. And I think that those kind of stories are very interesting to me, and it tells this very big issue with our society while still dealing with it on a personal level, with Jake Gyllenhaal being just this absolute menace to everybody he comes in contact with. And I can't sing enough praises for it. I already did before. My voice is gone, so Nightcrawler.
Mason.
It is tough, and I don't want to sit here and praise Donnie Darko too much, just because I've honestly only ever seen it. Well, I've seen it twice now, and it's such a dark, weird. The only thing that really holds Donnie Darko for me is the Mad World cover at the end. Like, it's just got one of those
It's
like
so good.
Oh, yeah.
incredible, like, stays with you kind of songs. Nightcrawler, I was shitting on it earlier. It's not that it's bad. It's really great, but it's just.
Mind you, he picked Brothers over Nightcrawler. Go
Yeah.
ahead and shade him for that.
Yeah, yell at him on it.
I'm not.
Nightcrawler's great. Jake
I can't
Gyllenhaal plays a
anymore.
great sociopath that obviously is very professional, maybe too professional.
Mhm.
Oh, he definitely is.
Yeah.
Like when
But,
they have in the negotiation at the end.
Yeah,
I love it. Like, you're giving me nothing to work with here. And he's like, I'm not.
I've
Like,
got
right,
all of the
cool.
power in this.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna give it to Nightcrawler though. I just Donnie Darko only has so much in the tank, and I don't think that it can make it much further. Nightcrawler's a tough beat. So yeah, that is my vote.
Son of a bitch. We let Dylan go last season.
And it's gonna be a tiebreaker, guys.
No!
I
I knew it was going to. The Donnie Darko
It's-
review was probably 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
Oh, it's longer
With
than
them
that?
two going for 35 minutes, and Mason and I
Whoa.
maybe going
Whoa.
for 5 minutes.
I can give Nightcrawler, like, you have a lot of good points about it. I think they're both great movies. It's not that Donnie Darko is far and away better.
Mm-mm.
It's real close, and I can absolutely have no problem seeing Nightcrawler continue.
Mason's already typing on it, and I'll
I think
just
we're all kind of like where it's like,
Like,
you know, either one.
I
is
think
fine.
both are
It's
solid.
just-
Both are Gyllenhaal. Both are in like their
Yeah.
own dark setting. He shines more in Nightcrawler, but again, this is
it's
much
like
later in his career.
They're
like,
basically his two best films.
right. So
Yeah.
it's like kind of hard. Why wouldn't you say on
You wouldn't
this
put
one?
Brokeback on there?
No.
Oh.
We didn't even put it on this whole bracket to begin with. So, but I'll say that I had a more emotional reaction to Donnie Darko, especially with the Gary Jewell thing. I think the music outro is so beautiful on that last part, so that's why I
I
was.
think
gonna
Donnie
say
Darko coming out of the first round was great. I think it
Yeah.
achieved more than
The fact that it put up a strong enough fight against Nightcrawler as a
Yeah.
1 seed, I think says a lot. So
Yeah. Our next setup is Slumdog Millionaire. This is a good one. A 12 versus a 13 seed. Slumdog Millionaire
Wow, the 12 and 13
versus
seats took
No
this one.
Country for Old Men.
I'll go first. No Country for Old Men. Definitely.
It's funny because you didn't like it earlier against
I
Short.
I really did not like Slumdog Millionaire. I don't even remember. Oh, The Night is Short. Yeah, but I mean, I was fighting for my movie, so of course I'm going to pick holes at No Country. But I mean, especially hearing you all talk about it more, like it's bringing more of my memory back from when I watched the movie, and I mean, I did enjoy it. I definitely did. I mean, I can't remember what I gave it, but I know it's higher than Slumdog because I did not enjoy Slumdog in any way. It's extremely dated, even though it does do a good job of detailing like the problems with Indian poverty. It still doesn't do enough to get past how dated it is, and I just did not enjoy it.
It is dated. I'm gonna go ahead and go. It's just when I think of like dated movies, I don't harass them for it. I really don't. I don't think it's super fair. I really think that it's a test of their time. This is also a foreign movie. They have different rules. If Poland came out with movies where they had flip phones in 2015, guess what? I'm not gonna hold it against them. That's Poland. I've never.
Poland maybe
been
just
there.
got those phones.
They
We don't
probably
know.
just got them. I don't know.
What?
Japan only just got Avril Lavigne like 10 years ago. So
That is true. They love her.
yeah, they
That's
do.
the thing. So I don't hold any of that crap against him. I do think that Slumdog is my pick just because it did something for India that I don't even know if India could have been picked out on the map for a lot of people. You know, up until that movie, it did so much. Oscars. It won so many things.
It's pretty big.
It is massive. It looks
That's
like
a lot of
Texas.
people.
It's an Asian country. So.
It kind of shapes like Texas.
Yeah, it's Asia's Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Do you think they wear hats? 10-gallon hats?
Often.
yeah.
I'm gonna go with No Country for Old Men on this one. And you heard me talk about how much I enjoy Slumdog from my matchup against Rec, but No Country for Old Men's highs with Javier Bardem's moments and stuff just shine way more than the cumulative of what the highs of like Slumdog brought.
Jamal
It's the
whatever his name is.
it's the argument that we brought up. I guess that Wolf Walkers against Kung Fu Panda, like it's that consistent thread where it's good and solid for like its reasons it needs to.
Mhm.
But No Country for Old Men, when it spikes, oh my god! Like I always will come back to like just Javier Bardem being in the gas station with that one guy. and
Flipping
just
the coin.
yeah, and it's just like you have
Yeah.
to decide. No, this is your. It needs to be you. Like all of that scene is.
This coin was brought to this earth to flip for this very moment for
it's
you. Or something
it's like
that.
so chillingly good. Like yeah, and Harvey Albert. Like I remember there was some stupid poll that was like he's the most like one of the best villains of all time or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like I'll probably give him to that honestly. Like if you
Yeah,
take
I
out
mean,
comic book stuff, like it's crazy how good
He
he is.
deserves it. That's a tremendous performance.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, that's one of the things that I would say between these two. Slumdog Millionaire tells a good story, highlights important things. Like I really, you know, what you were saying before about just how it shows you the light on just the poverty in India and kind of makes you a little leery about going to India in general. It does all of that, and that's really cool, and I appreciate it for it, and I enjoyed that I watched it. But if you talk about a movie and performance
And structure.
yeah,
And
like
entertainment.
you can't say that it's better than No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
13 seed fighting in these.
I
balls,
know,
yeah.
and it's got a good one coming up too next.
I like that match. That's a fun match. On
The next one is a 3 seed versus an 11 seed. Princess Mononoke once again fighting against Rush.
It's got to be Mononoke. Like Mononoke has to win that.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm tipping it to Mononoke.
Yeah.
I didn't even foresee Rush actually getting off the starting line.
No pun
Rush is on the track, guys. Gonna give it to Mononoke for price. Mason, I have to let you pick.
No, I'll give it to Mononoke. I think that it up against Sinister was a better matchup than it up against Rush.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Rush, again, has the racing room for that.
Pun intended.
I know. I tried to top his off the starting line.
Yeah, I like
That one was good. But yeah, Mononoke is just it would not shock me if Mononoke went to the Final Four.
But this is the point where Rush is going through the rain.
So he just
and
has
veering off the
it
track.
slides right off the tracks right now, guys. So
And it upsets ablaze.
Yep.
for the record,
Giving it to Rush.
I actually picked Rush on but it doesn't matter. It's 3-1, so Mononoke goes on.
We gotta stop letting him go last, boys.
All
He
right.
knows what he's doing.
I know.
He's
He's
staying
weighing the
quiet.
burns.
I'm riding.
We're
the
stopping now.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if this one has a shot. We have Moonrise Kingdom versus Inglourious Bastards.
Okay, I'll go first, guys.
Dylan, lead the way.
Moonrise Kingdom is excellent. It is great. It is one of my favorite teen drama Wes Anderson flicks. It actually is maybe my first or second from Wes Anderson. But fuck me, dude. Inglourious Bastards. Christoph Waltz. Go watch it. If you haven't, go watch it again. In fact, just go watch literally the scene where he goes to the barn.
Just watch the first scene of the movie.
Yeah, it's its
Well,
own little
if
mini
it
movie.
doesn't hook you in the first.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
it doesn't hook you within that minute, first you need to check your pulse to make sure you're alive.
Yeah.
And then when you do inevitably enjoy it, finish the movie because it's all enrapturing.
Rewatch the first scene. If it doesn't hook you, throw it away. Picks Moonrise Kingdom. Move on in your bracket. Don't
Yeah,
worry for
we
us.
it's won twice and we haven't even done a pitch for it yet.
Yeah.
So
I mean, Moonrise is great.
Moonrise
I
is so good.
really,
It's so good.
really enjoyed it,
Yeah.
but it can't.
Inglourious
can't stand
Bastards.
a chance.
Yeah,
that is like a PG movie versus an NC-17 movie. Like it shouldn't even be against each other. It's
I don't
Inglourious
remember a lot of
Bastards.
boobs in Inglourious Bastards.
I don't think it's not NC-17, but
No.
it's
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not.
not
yeah.
one boob or dong.
But I'm thinking, there isn't a
Not
boob or
one
dong.
boob or dong.
How restrained of Tarantino for that?
Good point.
There's
Anyway.
feet though.
Huh?
Them
Oh yeah,
feet.
there are.
Oh, yeah.
Make no mistake.
He's like, yeah, let me see your
Yeah.
shoe.
Alright, so what's next, Mason?
All right, so we have moved on to the other side. We're
All right.
cruising through. We have Prisoners versus Cabin in the Woods, a 1 versus 8.
On three.
Yeah.
On 3, 1, 2,
It's
3.
Prisoners.
Cabin in the Woods is so incredible for its genre.
Yeah,
That is as far as it goes.
We respect you for what you have done,
but you
but you
ran.
don't have a chance.
It's not bad.
No, it's not bad. But Prisoners
No.
is phenomenal.
And just so you all remember, in case you didn't watch it, Cabin in the Woods was picked as a spite pick because one of our guests did not like the movie, and all of us resoundingly liked the movie.
I'm not going to say that I'm surprised it got out of the first round, but I think that is plenty far for Cabin in the Woods.
That's
Yes.
fair. That's fair.
They did good.
The next one is a 12 versus a 4. Blade Runner versus Train to Busan.
I'll go first. Blade Runner 2049. It's dang it. Yeah.
Oh, it's Train to Busan is really exceptional.
Give me that fat old butt that's coming.
Give him that thick, juicy J
That
butt.
thick butt.
But
The cell.
oh man, is Blade Runner incredible. Like if you can stomach sitting through how overly long it is, because
It is.
it absolutely is.
It is.
It's gorgeous. Like every scene is worth your time. It's exceptional.
Only the one with Anna de Arms. Yeah, Train to Busan is a fit movie. It doesn't waste your time, and it's an amazing
Right,
ride
that's all fair.
the entire time. Even though Blade Runner, of course, has a higher pedigree than Train to Busan, I think almost within the zombie scape that Train to Busan has that high pedigree as well within that niche genre. It's pioneering for what it is, and it's so fun. And with the as I said with Rec earlier, it works with such small space in such a great way. You really feel like you're on that train with all the other passengers dealing with this zombie horde that's going through. And those zombies are menacing. They're not like those shambling
These aren't your
ones.
mom's zombies.
Yeah,
These
they are.
aren't Rick Grimes
out for ya.
zombies.
Yeah.
17 seasons in.
So it's Busan for me.
Yeah, we had talked about how Train to Busan was kind of like an M80 in a mailbox. I mean, you can't get away from it. It is in there, just an explosive thing.
I like that analogy.
I mean, it is.
I'm gonna stay away from Mason.
Yeah, exactly.
Go watch the Butterfly Effect. You'll understand.
Go to Mason's house, drive by the mailbox.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Hey, you want straight to Busan?"
Bryce, did you pick up my mail?
Yeah.
Anyways, Blade. You know what? Here's another example. You're hungry, right? You
I'm
can
loving
go.
his analogies.
Yeah,
Give
that's
me more.
You can go to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Okay.
Golden Corral. We love those. Don't
Which
we,
is
baby?
Blade Runner, or you can go and eat. No offense, I just don't see any Korean places. You can go eat Japanese. You can go eat Chinese food. You can go eat somewhere like that. What do you pick? If you're hungry.
If it's like a
I'm
buffet
not-
at like a strip club or something, I want to pick the buffet.
Yeah,
'cause
the buffets
it's
at
gonna
strip
be
clubs
awesome.
are criminally underrated.
Yeah, I don't like this
I think-
analogy at all.
I think I learned a lot
Busan.
about you guys right then. I think I
So,
learned a lot.
so Blade Runner 2049 won then, based on the buffet
Yeah.
analogy. Like we
Yeah, that analogy. Give us
You
another
swung
mail.
price the other way.
Give us another mailbox.
I hate buffets. I just don't do well at them.
And
Don't
I hate
ask
Blade Runner
us.
2049.
That's
so
what Blade Runner is for me. It's too much movie. It's too much stuff to chew on. I'm not that hungry in the first place. I find out that I'm not that hungry once I get to the buffet. I'm going Japanese food. I'm going Korean food. I'm going anything
You're
like that.
leaning way too hard into this
That's
poor
fair.
analogy.
All right. So,
you're not helping
It's
me
a
here.
split is what I'm trying to say.
In rebuttal, for all the stuff that like you're not so hot on Blade Runner, I think we're ignoring the dumb shit that happens in Train to Busan. There's a lot of dumb people being
Like what?
The CEO guy.
the CEO dude rallying
he
people and just
ruined
making them.
so many people's
Right.
lives.
But
out
there
of
would be
such
people
an
like that in real
extreme
life.
selfishness.
No,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
There
that's-
would. There definitely would be.
But it was the most annoying fucking thing to watch, and it was just like, it's all right. If they're gonna play that, they don't pick the CEO guy to be the most charismatic, endearing dude. Like, if you're general
thought you
public
meant the
Asian
bad
and you're
guy.
looking at rich guy, you're probably like, fuck you, dude. This is our time, all right? Like, the future is
Eat the
now,
rich.
man. Yeah, exactly. They murder that dude. But
I don't know if that's how things play over in Asia, though.
listen,
that's
all right,
the thing.
okay, that's the under-establishment on us, but that's beside the point. Like, it's annoying as shit to watch. And
it is frustrating.
every scene that he's in further, like, I get that he's like the human antagonist in that piece,
Yeah.
but he gets so fucking overplayed in the worst way. Even by the time he's the zombie chasing him on the train
But I
and
still
that
feel
bullshit
like
death.
there are people like that would act like that in real life. Like when he grabs one of our main characters and is like, "Oh, you're my human shield."
I'm
like,
not saying it's unrealistic.
do
I'm
that.
saying it's just annoying to watch.
I
like-
guarantee you that
for
man
sure.
exists.
Oh yeah.
yeah, 100%.
But
Like,
all right.
It's annoying to
don't-
watch, but it's realistic
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I could done without. Like,
and it does exactly what it sets out
Yeah,
to do,
you
which
hate
is
'em.
to make you hate rich people.
Well, I guess maybe the bad guys were the humans all along. But anyway, we're in the undisputed tiebreaker. So, Jill,
I cannot believe we're doing
What
that.
are you?
Blade Runner 2049 or Train to Busan?
I'd rather watch Train to Busan.
Nice.
There it is.
I like it.
Can't have hard feelings. That's the tiebreaker, folks.
All right.
Okay. I feel like we could have maybe hashed that out a little bit more, but that's fine.
Nah,
Mason and I would
I
probably
would
movie.
never
Yeah,
pick
they
Blade
weren't
Runner.
both.
I didn't like 2049. It's really
Between
long.
that and Drive.
It's really
Ryan
long. It's a
Gosling's-
beautiful movie, but it very much indulges itself and how beautiful it is.
And I would pick
that gets
5
on.
other Jared Leto movies to watch over that one.
Sin-
And I only know 4 of them.
Sinister Squad or what are it
Suicide
called?
Squad?
Suicide Squad.
Sinister Squad.
Yeah, Sinister Squad.
Sinister Squad.
You didn't answer my question.
Anyways, next up on the list, what is it, Mason?
We have Captain Fantastic versus Casino Royale, the one we all wanted to see. 3 versus the 6.
Whew.
Well, I'm on the camp of Captain Fantastic.
I knew it. He adored
Like,
that
there's-
movie.
Yeah, I did.
I just will say that. Obviously, that's where I was going to be from the start.
Yeah.
So you guys hash out what you will.
You guys just figure the fuck out.
I
Yeah.
am staying where I'm at.
Dylan, what you got?
Put a stamp.
Yeah, it's kind of wild because I really enjoy Captain Fantastic. I really enjoy Casino Royale. But if you're telling me to choose between the two, my gut feeling is to sit there and say, you got 2 in front of you. What do you want to watch right now? Probably Casino Royale.
I'll go next. Casino Royale for me as well. It's if we're still doing that stupid game of you put 2 movies in front of me, which one do you want to watch? Casino Royale is going to be the one. It's just a super fun trip the entire time. You see Bond get in these tricky situations, you're like, I know he's going to get out of it, but he's going to do it creatively. It'll be fun to watch, and
He
it
made Mads
happens over and over.
Mikkelsen scratch his balls too with the.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Man, scratch his balls. I mean, come on.
I just made you scratch my balls. That's great acting from Daniel Craig.
I mean, Daniel Craig also a snack, so
Yeah.
fun watch, top to bottom.
He is a very, very nice snack.
There's no way you don't go Captain Fantastic.
Oh, I absolutely go Captain
Yeah!
we have these kids, a plethora of kids ranging from ages that are all just killing it. Now, do they go in depth to all of their characters? Not necessarily, but you do have a lot of different people. And I think that this is a performance film versus a high franchise action
It's
film.
performance
Yeah.
versus entertainment value.
And you can't, it is tough.
And what an unconventional story.
yeah, exactly. I mean,
And it's done so well, too.
Yeah.
It is. God, fuck it, fine. Captain Fantastic. Yeah, I'll go back on it.
And-
Okay.
It's unique enough to, credit where credit's due. As like Casino Royale, unique is maybe not exactly the word I would use to describe it because it is a Bond, it's an action film. It
But
shines.
it's so well executed.
Yes, it is incredibly well executed. But what am I kidding? What's his face hangs dong? Yeah.
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, Vigo hangs dong. Daniel Craig doesn't hang dong. So Captain Fantastic goes ahead.
Price, to your point though, I mean, if you were
What?
faced between the two, like, yes, Casino Royale is
I
absolutely.
I would never pick Captain Fantastic.
I
Yeah.
put it on. Just right in the last 10 minutes for the song too.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that song. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll get there.
Not getting into that again.
All right. Next matchup is Scanner Darkly at a 7 seed versus 2 seed 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Woo!
Let's see
I'll-
how far this one.
I'll
can
go first. 10 Cloverfield Lane, definitely for me. The first 95% of the movie is enough to carry it for me. What John Goodman, his
There you go.
performance in that is just so like to go from the dad of Roseanne to like this intimidating large man in this small space, just dominating the screen every time he's in it and being so menacing. And God, that scene with the barrel when
With
they
the
all
acid?
get around it,
Yeah.
it's just so much fun to watch. And
In the last 10 minutes, I think we aren't talking about that enough.
that's not enough to detract from the fact that like I still enjoyed the movie a lot. The climax is very important to me, as I mentioned in Ride Your Wave, but it's still a fun ride up until the end. So yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Mason, me.
I mean, it's a knockout. I think 10 Cloverfield Lane has so much going for it. I think that they do a really good job of not letting you know too much information either. You were in Mary Elizabeth Winstead's shoes the entire time where you weren't sure about John Goodman. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like he's not a good guy. Oh, looks like he's a good guy. Looks like he's not telling the truth. He is telling the truth. And then they're just all the time constantly going back and forth.
Well, and there's the extra layer of it if you haven't seen
Cloverfield.
Any of the
and
other
don't have Any
Cloverfields.
context of the world.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So that was my case too. So I spent much of the movie truly in her shoes being like, there's not actually anything going on out there, because I didn't know that there was anything like in the air or anything like that involved with this whole Cloverfield overarching story.
That came in on 10 Cloverfield. There wasn't like a discussion on the first Cloverfield for that.
There wasn't much to the first one besides just
giant alien.
shaky and giant alien.
The motion sickness is rough, but I really enjoyed the first one, honestly. But that's neither here nor there.
I mean, Scanner Darkly is something that's a personal favorite, but at the same time, 10 Cloverfield and John Goodman's performance in it is truly exceptional.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you couldn't make for a more intimidating character in a film.
I
I
agree.
think he's more intimidating than even like Javier and
I agree.
No Country for Old Men.
He is
I definitely agree.
in a box.
Yeah,
in a box.
That's the thing.
Like-
If you take like just the mentality of the person, like Javier Bardem's character is certainly more terrifying, but screen presence and the situation that film encapsulates, John Goodman's the most intimidating.
He does
sure.
a lot for what he's given. Yeah.
What do you got?
So, gotta
Doesn't
give
matter.
it a 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd give it a 10 as well.
All right, so that one wins the matchup. Now we're on to our last quadrant of the second round. Your Name versus
All right, let's make it spicy, boys.
Gangs
This
of
batter's
New
getting
York.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, it's your name.
Yeah, it's your name.
Your
There's
name.
no conversation.
Hang on,
had
Goodman. You're going too fast.
Yeah, all right, go ahead and get 10 Cloverfield in there. And then you're going to go down to Your Name. And
We'll
Gangs of New
eventually
York.
do a pitch for your name when it meets somebody to go
When
against.
something
When something is
Slow it down.
Your Name had such an easy bracket in its
Yeah,
considerations.
the problem with this bracket, we did do it randomly. So basically, in quadrants of 4, or in increments of 4, we just randomized everyone.
Yeah.
Your Name did happen to be in a
Probably the
section
easiest.
where
Right.
no one really went up against.
Yeah, its quadrant is pretty...
I think it will have. We'll actually have a discussion next time.
It'll have a discussion on the next rounds for sure.
All right, so we do have in the meantime The Matrix versus The Departed, a 4 versus a 5.
I'll lead with this one.
Yeah.
I guess. So I'm of course picking The Departed. I know that factoring into your all's decisions is going to be the fact that unfortunately we did have to watch a lot of DiCaprio movies around this time,
Yeah.
and we watched a lot of Scorsese movies around this time.
Yeah.
But
He's apologizing.
I would just ask beforehand, just take all those out of account and forget your fatigue of it and look at The Departed as its own single movie, because it's such a great movie from the beginning, because it's this cat and mouse game the whole time, wondering like are they going to find DiCaprio, like find out that he's an undercover cop, like is Matt Damon going to get found out? Sorry, cat troubles. And as much as we want to like make fun of the like shipping up to Boston kind of song that keeps playing over and over,
Agree to disagree. That's arguably the best parts of the film.
it's still so.
When they play it the 3 times they do.
And I'll go back to what we all keep saying about the star-studded cast, and that you got Jack Nicholson stealing the show in this movie, and Matt Damon. DiCaprio, the therapist lady's really good too.
Fuck that therapist.
Terrible therapist.
Terrible therapist, of course. And Mark Wahlberg, just playing Mark Wahlberg, doing such a great role,
For
and
8
even
minutes,
even Martin Sheen. It's got so much going on. There's such a large story being told, with a few jokes here and there, not too imperative, but the story is just so engaging that you can rewatch it, even though you know the end, because the end is one of the best endings I've seen, because it's just so out of left field that you do not expect it. But it's at the same time, it doesn't feel like an M. Night Shyamalan twist. Like, it feels completely warranted that it's there.
It's
like,
an earned
it's totally earned.
Hang on. Are you shitting on him now?
No.
I'm just kidding.
I would say it's not a twist out of left field for the sake of being a
I
twist.
gotcha.
It feels merited.
So to get back to the discussion, what is it up against again? Because
The Matrix.
Okay.
The Matrix,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I've just heard so much with The
Departed.
Departed that I forgot that it was
Yeah.
going up against The Matrix. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Against
Um,
the Matrix.
Like, honestly, do I love The Matrix? Absolutely. Amazing. What a ride. Such a cool story. Unique concept. Cool visuals. Really groundbreaking.
Yeah.
The Departed is one that I could absolutely tip my hat to as well, though. So I wouldn't have a problem if it goes that way. So I'll just go ahead and say that.
Okay.
Maybe. maybe not.
What you got, big boy?
Maybe fuck you. It's The Matrix. No,
Okay.
The Departed is good. Like, The Departed is really good. All memeing and joking aside on it, like, it's.
Were you doing a Mark Wahlberg thing, or were you just being mean?
No, I was doing the Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, okay. I was like,
So-
man, you're being hurtful.
I've got there's a whole gift for it. I'll send you later. But
yeah, I'll have to see it.
it's
I
whenever
don't
he's
know.
at the police station and he's talking with that guy where he's whatever. I'll send it to you later. Anyway, so all that aside, now I'm not that mean, guys. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm just used to it. If you've watched our channel for enough videos, you know.
All things intended, I'm still probably gonna go with The Matrix.
Okay.
Just I like it more. The end.
All right.
I'm not gonna sway y'all.
This might be the hardest matchup in my opinion so far, just because like they are both from about the same time frame. They're both like incredible for what they did at the time. The Departed is obviously really, really good with all of its cast, and I think that The Departed, after you watch it once, it doesn't lose its power. Like, you can watch it again, and then you can watch it again. You know, you probably want to space them out, but The Matrix is the same way.
It's a lot
where
of Boston.
It is. It's a lot of Boston. Literally and song-wise. The Matrix, iconic. I hate using that word over and over, but it's just... I think I'm going to give it to The Matrix. The only problem that I have with The Matrix is that it spiraled into some sequels that maybe shouldn't have been made, but I'm not going to hold it against it.
You can't really detract from the original, unfortunately.
Yeah, It's... I don't know. The Departed's ending...
Hit and miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine Nathan knows.
So I'm going to give it to The Matrix, which I think that we're now tied again.
Can you
Well, I mean, then I
He'll sway
I
it
would
to
be fine at
Departed.
swinging back towards The Matrix.
I mean, could you do a slight tip back towards The Departed?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ding.
Okay, that's fine.
The Matrix has a lot of really cool scenes in it that I like. The whole shootout in the lobby is awesome. Like,
insane.
Such a cool thing to watch on screen.
Red battery moment. So Matrix goes on.
I viscerally disagree, but there's no point.
I was about to say that you're.
Shit, that would have been bad, wouldn't it?
I mean, I absolutely loved The Departed and did not have fun with
That was a
Matrix.
tough one. I mean,
Team Oat.
that one was really tough.
Man, I was...
But it's still a great timeless classic from Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, and it's so much fun to watch.
Time in. And we're back into the next bracket seed. Mason, what's next on the list?
Our second
Mike
to
is
last one
Okay.
on
Is
this
it Michael?
is a 3-seed Spirited Away versus a 6-seed Hell or High Water, which is very different.
Yeah.
I'll go first. I'll sit here and say I love Hell or High Water. I
He picked both of these.
love Hell or High Water.
Mhm.
I love that both of them are my picks. I like that. I like seeing my picks going forward.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good. That being said, Spirited Away, which I said off camera and I'm going to repeat, is a true timeless classic from Studio Ghibli, and it is arguably the pinnacle Studio Ghibli one that most people usually know. And
Yep.
it's a great, wonderful adventure. It's the one that put me on into the Studio Ghibli verse to begin with, and I love it for it. It is a wonderful, spiritual, great story with, just adult fantasy mixed in with the child perspective with it. I love it. So I want to give the edge to it.
I mean,
Much love.
And we keep talking about the animation of Wolfwalkers, and it's great, and it's different, but Spirited Away's animation is just absolutely spectacular.
And they did it probably
I mean,
30 years prior.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
hand animated.
I mean, did you see those pigs?
Like, even if you, look at, when there's, a mass shot of, all of the characters there, you can zoom in on any character that's there. There's not one person that is, just a stock picture. Unlike, Wolfwalkers where, they all
The
look
wolves
the same.
are unambitiously themselves,
I mean,
but that's by
The
design.
Ghibli just prides himself on, there is not a background character. Every person has their own story, and it's... This movie encapsulates that and just shows you this world that is, you want to be a part of, but it still is kind of has that dark undertone with, the witch who rules over it and stuff, but it's still such a world, This is, the world that I want to be in the most, probably, of any movie we've watched. It's just so encapsulating, especially if I can listen to the music while I'm in that world. Oh, I'm there every day of the week.
Spirited Away is the first animated movie that I saw that made me realize that anime is not just a bunch of weeb crap.
But a lot of it is,
But a
and
lot
we
of
love
it
it.
is.
But I later
Get
was
the
reminded that
eternity
yes, there is in fact a lot of weeb crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is. Penguin Highway.
Promare.
Promare.
Oh, Promare.
Which did not make the bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, all we're doing is talking about Spirited Away. Hell or High Water is also really, really good and just knockout great performances by all the actors in it. And this is just a weird matchup between the two. And I mean, if I've got to pick one, I will just still pick Spirited Away.
Very cool.
Mason wanted to go Hell or High Water, but we went 3-1.
I thought he was leaning towards Spirited Away.
No, he was not.
No, I did just watch Hell or High Water, and maybe that's part of it, but Spirited Away definitely.
To be fair, Hell or High Water is great.
It's very good.
Oh, yeah.
Our next matchup might go about as similarly. Kung Fu Panda 2 versus V for Vendetta.
Oh.
Oh boy.
That panda. My poor panda.
So let's
poor panda
let's
doesn't
save
have a
us
chance.
let's save it all for this one and just pass it to Mason to see if we go tiebreaker or not.
I mean, I didn't like V for Vendetta.
I know
That's
you
the
didn't.
only problem.
I know you
I didn't think that it was as great as everyone.
It's your
was.
pick. I'm not saying it just because.
All three of ours are already locked in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Kung Fu Panda just to
Alright.
throw it to chance.
Annabeth!
Oh no!
V for Vendetta or Kung Fu Panda 2?
I've only seen the first Kung Fu Panda.
It's the same.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
I don't know. One is
Jill,
a
have
pretty
you seen
good
both?
comparison.
So what do you think?
Sorry, what is it?
V for Vendetta versus Kung Fu Panda 2.
I've seen neither.
Okay.
You haven't seen either one of those movies?
No.
Shame her, Annabeth. Shame her
Alright.
on the
The
screen.
first Kung Fu Panda. I haven't seen any of the Kung Fu Panda.
How do we pick? Does anybody got a coin? Nobody's
I
moving
haven't
on this
seen
one.
either.
No.
I have seen V for Vendetta.
Oh, okay,
I don't
yeah,
know why I
she
said
just
that.
said she hasn't seen
Oh.
it, and then she said she has seen it.
Okay.
Have
Well,
you seen it?
I've seen V for Vendetta.
Okay.
Okay.
I have not seen Kung Fu Panda.
okay.
Have you seen the first one?
No.
Oh.
Okay.
I'd say at least you could judge based on the first one.
Do you feel on premise alone that as good as the animated movie is probably going to be? I mean, and Kung Fu Panda is good, and Kung Fu Panda 2 is good. Do you think
Do
it'd
you
be
think
better?
Jack Black as a panda is
That
is
is
more
a
you can-
terrible comparison.
I think
I
Jack
will say
Black
I
as a
did not
panda
want to
is
see
good.
Kung Fu Panda because I thought it was going to be stupid, and then after it came out, everyone was like, "It was great. It was so good."
Because you think it's Jack Black making fart noises for an hour and a half.
Which is what he was
It's
doing
really
in Tropic
not.
Thunder.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really was, and he was the worst part about that movie. I agree with you all on that point.
Mhm.
I honestly don't know how we break that then.
This is a hard choice.
I don't know. Honestly, if somebody have a coin, I'll leave it up to a coin.
Yeah.
Point it up.
All right, who's got the coin?
Tiebreakers, find us a coin.
I'll be right back.
Is there not one coin?
No.
You're witnessing
All right,
this.
all right. What's this gonna be?
That's not a coin. That's a
I'm
remote.
just gonna throw it up.
I think she's going to the trouble to get a coin.
Yeah, she's getting a coin.
We're gonna wait all that time. Okay, we'll talk about the movies in the meantime. I don't feel as strongly about Kung Fu Panda 2 as he does about V for Vendetta.
I'll
He gave it
agree.
a 10. It's one of his favorite movies of all time. But still, I unfortunately still can't concede it to me because I still didn't enjoy V for Vendetta too awful much. And Kung Fu Panda 2 was enjoyable the whole time. And as I said, the lows are really low in this movie and the highs are really high. And
I like your shirt.
I think it does it really well.
All right. Heads will be V for Vendetta for the mask, I guess.
Okay.
And tails will be Kung Fu
Sure.
Panda.
Sound good?
Tails
Sure.
is Panda.
I don't like that this is how it's going.
Heads.
V for Vendetta.
It's V for
Alright.
Vendetta.
Man, we're so professional.
Yeah.
It earned it.
That thing moved on with flying colors.
We
I
couldn't.
mean, it deserved
It
to move
deserved
on.
it. It deserved to move
See,
on.
I disagree, but
So we're in the.
That is it.
That is the end of video 3. So that's
Yep.
that's our end of that part. There's still one last video where we finally wrap it up all up in the top 8.
The
probably
one that matters.
Probably going to be our longest one because there's a lot of good movies to
There's
talk through here.
there's a lot of feelings in this bracket, so make sure to tune in for the very last and final part 4 bracket for the Effin' Movie Podcast. Make sure to tune in with the bracket below in the description. We'll tell you again in the next video. But make sure to tune into that part of the video over there, which should be in a hyperlink thing maybe around here, or if it's not, just go to the channel, find part 4, and hey, welcome back.
You're going to point to hyperlinks
Yep.
at the end of every one of these videos, and there's not going to be a single one.
Not a one. Not a one.
That sounds like a lot of work. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, so I can't tell you that you should do it. But anyway,
Yep.
make sure to tune in for the top 8 all the way down to the winner of the bracket coming up soon.
The Elite 8.